Me makes a meme about an FBI agent even though I don't live in the US. My FBI agent wondering how I know about his existence even though I don't live in the US. Oh my god, they're onto us. I think it's safe to say no matter where you are in the world, you probably have an FBI agent. Santa realizing he has to switch to uranium instead of coal following severe climate regulations in Finland. Looks like Santa's gonna have to take the elves and move his business somewhere else. Somewhere that doesn't care as much about the climate. Maybe we shouldn't force Santa to use uranium though. He might be tempted to nuke someone. Teens in the Midwest after they've already visited Walmart and driven around for a bit. This is pretty much every small town ever, not just the Midwest. There's nothing more dangerous than a bored teenager after he visited Walmart. Italians finally accepting the fact that some people like pineapples on their pizza. Meanwhile, Polish people getting ready to surprise them with pasta and strawberries. What on earth are y'all doing over here, Poland? What makes this even worse is it literally just looks like clumps of sauce. I could see myself like putting that in my mouth and be like, slurs in English versus exactly the same in mother tongue. Any sort of profanity in a different language is always gonna hit different. It's so much more painful. When an American roasts you so hard that you go to the hospital, but you remember you won't be in debt for the rest of your life. You live in Europe. That was a good one. Do it again. Do it again. Let's just hope the reverse doesn't happen. I'll be $500,000 in debt. European colonists naming a place by adding the word new to where they came from. Again, who has time to be creative during those days? Just slap new and whatever European name behind it and you're good. Ancient Egypt uses opium and mandrake extract as anesthesia. Meanwhile, the ancient Romans using alcohol to make you so drunk you don't feel anything during the surgery. Finally, there's the ancient Greeks who pretty much just beat the living crap out of you. This last frame with the rocket-powered elbow right here. Oh, you have a broken leg? How about I give you a concussion so you forget all about that? Humans eat food to survive. Meanwhile, plants, just a little bit of photosynthesis for you. Honestly, it seems so much more tastier. Why can't we do that? The day, month, year order. Then there's the year, month, day order. Then finally, there's the month, day, year order, which we use in the States. And I still have no idea why. And it only continues to get more and more complicated, especially when someone sends me like a random email and I don't know what country this person's from. And then they give me like a date. And I don't know, I can't really figure out sometimes if it's month day or if it's day month. I prefer day month year, but I'll take anything at this point, just not whatever this is. Me, can I drink alk? US government, no. Then what can I buy? Grenades. Ah, that is the next best thing, I guess. If I can't blow up my liver, then I might as well blow up the house next door. I don't want grenades as much as I just want flashbangs. Imagine the pranks you can pull on your friends with those. Blinded for the next 24 hours now. 7-year-old me when I find a message in a bottle at the beach, but it isn't a secret treasure map, but instead a call for help of a guy stranded on an island. What is this BS, whatever, I'm gonna throw this away. I was so excited to be rich. What's this homeless dude on an island gonna give me, really? This random volleyball named Wilson? I don't need that. The oldest running Minecraft server and their players developing national security threat hacks just to grief builds in a block game. I tip my hat to you. One legend to another. War Thunder players leaking classified military documents to make a tank turret rotate 10% slower. Never underestimate military equipment enjoyers. They will always surprise you at how dedicated they actually are. Woman accidentally does math. People in the 1600s. Oh, that's pretty good. Now I'll have to end you. I don't know the context of this GIF, but I refuse to believe Schlatt is doing anything but this here. Two hydrogens obsessing over oxygen. And man, that oxygen is really enjoying it. This is probably why water tastes so good. Where's my hydro homies at? We have flat Earth and then an asteroid coming to probably wipe out the dinosaurs. Wait a second. It hits flat Earth so hard it starts to spin. Dinosaurs get thrown out into space. The Earth begins to spin so fast it looks like a penny to the point where now Earth is a perfect sphere. It all finally makes sense. The debate is finally settled. We can now stop talking about this. Star Wars fans, when you ask why every planet and moon in the series has the same gravitational pull as Earth and why characters don't need special breathing tools. Can't wait to read all 27 novels explaining in depth why this is a thing. This is equally a pretty dedicated fan base. Me as a kid seeing a scary movie and getting afraid of the dark versus me as an adult seeing my electric bill and getting afraid of the light. That's what growing up is all about right here. Come to find out Bane just didn't want to pay his electricity bill. Got a beautiful Spotify playlist called At My Swedish Friend's House. Oh my god, I am so hungry, so very hungry. Why won't these people feed me? Talk about a banger playlist. I listen to all these songs and I definitely feel like I'm perfectly in Sweden now. Modern composers, no, you can't infringe on my copyright. But it was only a 3-second clip. Classical composers, I quoted you. Thanks, bro. I mean, as long as you cite your sources, it's all okay, right? Heh, imagine glorifying your nation's folk heroes. Who cares? Meanwhile, he goes crazy for MCU characters. Greeks have Greek mythology, Egyptians have Egyptian mythology, where we have this. There is literally no difference. Genie light comes on, wish for infinite wishes. Engine explodes. Shouldn't have tried to fool him. I can't wait for the day my Genie light comes on. I definitely won't make this mistake, so my engine will never explode. Putin is obsessed with the idea of returning historic borders. Perhaps this map could help detour him. I mean, yeah, how uncool is it to just try to restore 30-year-old borders? Like, there's no history behind that. Why not go 500 years back in time? That's truly how you honor Russia. And then while we're at it, why not just let nomadic hordes return to these lands out here? That'd be fun. Americans complaining about the inflation. Meanwhile, Turks listening to them at the very same time, and oh yeah, the Venezuelans. Yeah, I forgot about them. The old 1920s Weimar Republic, Germany, is also included in this meme. You just can't see them because they're literally dust in the wind. I learned from the mistakes of people who take my advice. Oh my god, you actually listened to me? Let me just write down how I should never do exactly what I told you to do. First day on Twitter. Why are they dating if they don't know each other? This app is confusing. Meanwhile, 147th day on Twitter. I am here to annoy you. It's the only reasonable behavior on Twitter. If you're not there to annoy people, what are you even doing? It's the only reason why that app exists, right? Doctors in the 1620s. Got a headache? Drills a hole in your skull. Meanwhile, doctors in 2020. Oh my god, apples are scary. This profession used to be scared of nothing. I don't know where they got so weak. Doctors back in the day were just built different. Child going down a steel slide in hot weather. Yep. Definitely seems like a good idea. It's always been one of the most pleasurable childhood memories I ever had, too. I definitely do not have any PTSD from this event at all. 1600 MFers when they disagree on something. Used to be a better time back then, just pull out your blade. That's truly the way to figure out who won in the argument. The 13th century peasant I captured after drinking a single bottle of Pepsi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you gave anyone a soda from the medieval ages, they would immediately just cease to exist. Probably spontaneous combust, actually. The government seeing their own classified details get leaked by people just because their video game doesn't have good mechanics. Do you want your own gulag in your country? Because this is how you get your own gulag in your country. This is obviously referencing the War Thunder thing. The funny thing is, this is not the first time. They've done this several times in the past. All the other countries probably have hired teams to watch the War Thunder community. They're the best source of data on enemy technologies. My teacher reading my essay on how to solve world hunger. She is astonished by its incredible detail, and that makes me happy. Also, for some reason, the room has become dark, and there are flashing lights off screen. This is really good, Billy. Wait, what exactly is going on with the room aesthetic? Billy, come close. I think the room is haunted. The whatever number this is of monkey typing out my exact IP address halfway through writing the entirety of the Hamlet play by Shakespeare. And technically speaking, there is a monkey out there somewhere that was writing Hamlet and then wrote your IP address too. So you should kind of feel special. In a way, I feel special. There's probably also a monkey out there that just writes out, it's Morbin time. The IRS on its way to arrest an 8-year-old for opening a lemonade stand attempt at an untaxed income. If that 8-year-old somehow pulled out over $600 over the course of a year, and given how inflation has really made things go up, he could probably charge like 20 bucks per lemonade. So 600 is not out of the question. Yeah, IRS is gonna be coming for him. Parents, you're responsible for your little brother while we go to the store. Make sure he doesn't hurt himself. Meanwhile, my little brother 2 seconds after my parents leave, literally drives himself off a cliff. Like, where did you even find this location? It just kind of came out of nowhere. I like that he doesn't even have hands, or like most of his arms. He found a way to chop off 90% of his arms and then drove his tricycle off this ledge. My physics teacher, you have a lot of potential. You should use it. Me realizing we're standing at the top of a building after failing my exams. I love how I can sit here and do like history, geography, flag memes. But whenever we start to go into territory with any other subject, just like what? How it feels when you're typing something out on the TV. I know that some TV remotes try to include like a keyboard. It's still trash though. Why are TVs just so bad at being just anything else but a monitor? Me when all the wrong decisions I've made in my life come to mind in the mid of a funny conversation. Mad world intensifies. All around me. My dog, when I tell him he can't have the boiling water on my stove that he's begging for, begins to whimper. I knew I was never loved in this family. This only confirms that seals are just water dogs. 9-year-old me, I'm gonna work hard so I can buy a house one day. The housing market, nice. This looks like a beauty. And time to finally check it out. Oh, yep, this is what 100 grand got me. Actually, Who am I kidding? This is what 500,000 got me, at least in California. YouTuber. So guys, look at this 8K footage and see how nice it looks. Meanwhile, me watching it at 144p. Biggest problem with 8K. I still don't know anyone with an 8K monitor. How much are those? What's the point of shooting things in 8K if you don't have a monitor to view it? They used to be like 10 grand when it first rolled out. Oh, they have gone down significantly besides this $100,000 one. Wait, maybe they haven't really gone down that much. 4,000s to 8K? This happens to you. What you doing in this situation? Guess I'll die then. I know I could probably get out of it because I'm built different, but I don't want to be the only one on Earth forever. 7-year-old me in a water slide waiting for the lifeguard to give me a signal to go down. This is such a hilarious gif. I'm trying to figure out what possibly could this man have been doing. I just have no logical explanation why in a basketball game this would ever happen. When the fly that's been stuck in my house all day starts slowing down and I can finally smack the crap out of it. Literally, rage and annoyance built up for like the last 8 hours. I'm gonna be sure to make your death extremely painful. I noticed that if it's still around at nighttime, if you turn off all the lights and open the door, it will probably find its way out. That's worked for me every time actually, so I don't know how exactly that is happening. Or maybe I'm just living with 700 flies secretly somewhere. Friend, guys, I've got an idea. Meanwhile, the idea. If you don't have friends like this, then you don't have real friends. This is lifetime memories and possibly scars. Me looks at the first exam question. Everything I've ever studied in my life. Yeah, I've seen a lot of memes talking about how like all of my knowledge that I've been studying for the entire semester leaving my body after the exam. How do you get it to happen after the exam? Mine hits the morning I'm about to take it. Me, sorry about the Kenya joke. Actually, there is no country in Africa that starts with U. Teacher, what about Uganda? The entire class trying to stop me from saying Uganda suck on D's nut. Got him. No, stop. Don't do it. I'm thinking of that Dragon Ball Z audio. I wouldn't stop him. I like the chaos. Human babies safely born in hospital. Meanwhile, baby sea turtles. I'm just thinking about giraffe babies. They have to skydive the moment they start existing. Finally, Chess 2 is released after 3,000 years. Dang, this gameplay looks great too. I think 3,000 years is actually gonna be worth it. Gotta make sure I play this for at least 1,000 hours just to make up for like all my ancestors that were waiting for this but never got to play it. I just hope one day my great-great-great-grandson really plays the hell out of GTA 6 for me. And big thanks to the patrons. My name is Joe Biden. I love being Joe Biden. Diary of a Wimpy Kid the Catfish. Drew's Argentinian Grandpa.
Fatnuts.
aPhatNarwhal.
Barnsky W.
bringbackpolandball.
LuxembourgLover.
Cowboys83.
Jakov Bruney.
Marco Hindera.
Max Cooper.
Ortin
Philipp
5610.
RF.
Robert E.
RyeThePie.
The Mexican 760.
Why am I doing this?
William the Conqueror. And Subar A. N.